The Cavalcade of America, presented by DuPont. This evening, the DuPont Cavalcade brings you the story of the colonization of California, which was the work of a Franciscan friar, Junipero Serra. Our story of chemistry at the close of the program also takes you to California to tell you how a DuPont plant in the heart of the citrus fruit district helps make it possible for you to have the orange juice you enjoy at breakfast. If you've ever traveled past beautiful orange and lemon groves, you may have seen some things that look like balloons among the rows of trees. They really aren't balloons at all. As you'll hear a little later, they're life-saving devices for the valuable citrus crop, and another good example of better things for better living through chemistry. Because the DuPont Company is eager to cooperate with anything that promotes safety, may we remind you that May 14th to 21st is National Tire Safety Week. Motorists are urged to help reduce accidents by replacing worn and unsafe tires with new, safe ones. And now, as an overture, Don Voorhees and the DuPont Cavalcade Orchestra play In a Monastery Garden. The DuPont Cavalcade moves forward. Off the coast of Spain, in the classic serenity of the Balearic Islands, Miguel Jose Serra was born November 24th, 1713, at Petra, Mallorca. The Franciscan friars of San Bernardino prepared him for the religious life, and as a young man he took his vows of the Order of St. Francis, adopting the name of Junipero after the gay-hearted disciple of St. Francis of Assisi. In 1749, Fra Junipero Serra prays with his aged Franciscan confessor in a monastery sheltered in the towers and twilight of old Madrid as the Angelus bells chime over the city.
Ad resurrectionis gloriam perditavo, per eundem Christum Dominum nostrum. Amen. And now, as we were saying, my son, are you sure this plan is for the best?
I have always wanted to go to New Spain and continue my apostolic labors in the missionary field, Padre.
You are one of our order's leading professors, my son. A less proficient scholar might make a good missionary. But your acute mind is needed at the university.
Padre, there are so many to do great things in the old world, and so few to do them in the new one. The natives of New Spain are our brothers. They need the light of education and truth as well as our people here.
That cannot be denied. Well, you've decided wisely, my son. But tell me truly, Junipero, is it pure zeal for souls? Sometimes I suspect there is another zeal concerned, the zeal for adventure.
Well, are not missionaries men of adventure, Padre? Eager to go forth to battle for...
Battle? Franciscans are men of peace.
But you did not let me finish, Padre. I mean the battle for understanding. The message of Christianity should be carried even to the wastelands of the earth.
I know that you are right, my son. But the loneliness, how will you endure it? You who have so many attainments, your books, your music.
That is something I must accept, Padre.
Enter.
Francisco.
Junipero. No one told me you were here.
This is Francisco Paulo, Padre.
My son.
He studied under me at the university.
We've been friends ever since.
Why are you here in Madrid, Francisco?
I came to tell the Padre something I had not meant you to hear of. Yes.
I will go then.
Stay. You'll learn sooner or later. I'm going to work in the missionary field of New Spain. The prior just told me.
Excellent. That's wonderful news.
I didn't expect you'd be overjoyed. After all, it means I won't see you again.
You'd better tell him, Junipero.
Well, what's all this?
We're going to New Spain together, Francisco. You see, I too am going to be a missionary in the New World.
After a tempestuous voyage from Cadiz, Junipero Serra and Francisco Paulo landed at the small but proud city of Veracruz, the gateway to New Spain. Serra traveled on foot inland to Mexico City. On the way, the sudden strike of a reptile crippled his leg, and he hobbled painfully into the lavish city of the Aztec civilization, then glittering with opulence and power. After working in the Sierra Gorda mission, where the natives came to idolize him, Junipero Serra traveled back to Mexico City, fired with a zealous dream. He stands before Carlos Francisco de Cuá, the Viceroy of New Spain.
Be seated, Padre. It is not good for you to stand with your afflicted leg.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
You probably don't know these gentlemen. Don Pedro Faiz,
sir.
Gaspar de Portola.
Padre,
What is it you wish to see me about, Padre? Is it about the Peninsula missions? Your presidency of the Mexican missions has been well administered.
For many years, I've labored in Mexico, Your Excellency. Now I would like to go to Alta California.
California?
As a matter of fact, Padre, His Gracious Majesty Charles III has commissioned me to conquer California in the name of Spain. Only this morning, Jose de Galvez, the Inspector General, and I discussed the matter.
A military conquest, Your Excellency? That would involve grave complications.
There are certain petty aspects, wholly inconsiderable, of course.
The complications following a military conquest are far from petty.
What does the Padre mean by that?
Where a military rule is established, the natives vanish. Then, where are Spain's subjects? Simply, there are no subjects. Therefore, what is the good of annexation?
I have heard, Padre, that you were a professor of philosophy at one time. I have also heard that logic belongs to the classroom.
Permit me to say in that event, sir, that your hearing is somewhat defective. Logic is reason, and reason must rule our minds.
Padre, a soldier like myself knows only one kind of logic. That of the sword.
Obviously, you have a point, Padre. What is it?
Your Excellency, if your annexation of California is to have a permanent effect, conquest must be tempered with reason.
Reason?
The reasonability of civilizing the natives. The reasonability of lighting the lamp of Christian teaching and ideals in this land.
You have a plan how this can be done, of course.
I can establish missions for that purpose.
That is an excellent idea, Padre. Together with the land expedition, we are dispatching a supply ship to meet force in San Diego.
And then a military conquest in the name of Spain.
Which one of these gentlemen is to command the soldiers, Your Excellency?
Don Farias. And my friend Portola, however, is to supervise the expedition. And, Padre, we desire that you accompany the expedition, too.
Well, Portola, we'll have Christian idealism with us on this expedition.
Your Excellency, let me make this clear. If you authorize this venture, Don Farias is only to command his soldiers. The missions that I hope to establish will be under my authority. Too often the soldiers have undone the good work of the padres.
Have your way, Padre. But before we're through, you'll be glad enough of the sight of a Spanish uniform. I'll swear that.
Have done now, Don Farias. But, Padre, what about your leg?
Your Excellency, I am 56 years old, and it's true, I am a cripple. Many men would think it time to look back, perhaps, and dream of the past. But my life is only just beginning. It lies in California.
Though the Viceroy insisted that Fra Junipero Serra travel to California in a litter, the friar smilingly dismissed this convenience. It was a slow, painful journey over barren hills and through deep, treacherous valleys. Arriving in San Diego, the expedition found the supply ship anchored in the bay, the crew dying from scurvy. Through the ministrations of the friar, most of the crew were saved, and the ship returned south to bring back to San Diego new and much-needed supplies. In San Diego, Don Farias erected a military garrison, while Serra and Palu built the first mission in California and dedicated to San Diego de Alcalá. One afternoon, Don Farias finds Fra Junipero Serra walking in the mission garden.
Yes, it's all very well for us to dally in this garden, Padre. But I tell you, we're facing a serious problem.
Why? Is anything wrong?
Wrong? The supplies are almost gone. That supply ship must be at the bottom of the sea. It was never left Mexico at all.
True. The San Antonio is long overdue. But we know it is coming back. The Viceroy would not fail us.
It wouldn't be the first time an expedition has been left to starve in the wilderness.
You take a dark view of things, my son.
I'm responsible for this expedition, Padre, and for my men. I'm sick of this long waiting. If the ship isn't here by tomorrow, we start back to Mexico.
Back to Mexico? But we are making such progress at the mission.
That's my decision.
You have lost all interest in the venture? Is that it?
But, well, if it is so, it's because of your constant interference.
Padre!
that boy, coming in the gate now. You saved him from my men when I'd ordered him whipped. Do you think that sort of thing is good for my authority here, Padre?
Padre, I want to tell you something now.
No, Mutar, my son. I'm busy now. Some other time.
I stay by gate.
There. You see? He's hanging around to guard you against me.
Don't you understand that if you treated them with love and kindness, they would feel the same devotion to you?
Love and kindness. They'll repay you with treachery. Well, I've had enough. Remember, Padre, tomorrow is the crisis. Either the San Antonio comes or we go.
I shall stay here, Don Fahis.
Alone?
If need be.
You'll perish.
Will you wait 2 weeks?
It's useless. The ship will never come now.
We have supplies to last 2 weeks. You will wait, Don Fahis.
It's sheer folly. Well, yes. But that's my last concession.
Thank you, Don Fahis. Now then. Come here, Mutar, my son. What is it you wished to tell me a while ago?
Fra Paolo sent me to tell you news, Padre. But you said you were busy.
Bless you for obeying me, my son. But what news?
Fra Paolo says sail is in bay.
The ship! The ship has arrived! Oh, why didn't you tell me?
You are so impulsive, Don Fahis. I told you the San Antonio would return to us.
In the next year, San Diego flourished. Leaving Palu there in charge, Serra and Don Fahis led an expedition north to the beautiful Monterey Peninsula, where Serra established the graceful San Carlos mission, and Don Fahis built another garrison. But here, the brutality of the homesick, discontented soldiers caused an uprising among the Indians and an attack on the garrison. Don Fahis comes to Serra's little cell at the mission.
My men are having trouble holding those dogs back, Padre. You alone can help us.
What would you have me do?
Well, the Shastas have come to the mission courtyard. You tell them that they must submit to the white man's rule. They believe anything from you.
You know why they rebelled, don't you? The brutality of your men. That's the whole cause of the troubles. What are you prepared to do about that?
Padre, our very lives are threatened, and you quibble over such matters.
You ask my help. No sooner do I gain the trust of these innocents than you betray it. I wonder what the Viceroy would say to that.
We're a long way from the Viceroy. We're men alone in the wilderness. Here there can be but one law.
And you are that law.
I am.
Then I must go to Mexico City. Settle this question with the Viceroy.
Padre, but you're too old for such a journey. Furthermore, I'll refuse you supplies and an escort.
The natives will supply me. And I've had enough of soldiers.
Then you won't say one word to avert disaster to the garrison?
Have you done now?
What if I have?
If you have...
Well, then let us go to the courtyard at once.
Tell me, Don Fahis, you are not at all happy in California, are you?
How could a man like me be happy here? My wife and family, those I love most dearly, are in Mexico City.
You would be happy if your family were here?
Yes. If I could be settled somewhere. Oh, what's the good of this talk? I'll always be a soldier.
You've been a good one. A little headstrong at times, but nevertheless, a good soldier. Come, let us go and talk to the Shasta chief. And we mustn't keep him waiting. Pasca, my son. What is your trouble?
That's no way to talk
Be
to them.
silent, please. It is my way. Come, Pasca. Tell me why you and your braves resist us.
Don Fahis send soldiers into camp.
We've got to have a military rule in the Californias. As soon as Pasca realizes that, we'll send no more soldiers to his camp.
We no like soldiers and force.
What will you do, Pasca?
We fight.
We too can fight. Spanish soldiers won't put up with this kind of incident.
Just a moment. Pasca, will you return to your camps peacefully if Don Fahis asks you to?
No. He say he send soldiers to Shasta camp.
That is absolutely final?
Yes.
Then we'll settle our differences of opinion regarding the colonization of California here and now, DuPont. I'll show you my way is better. Oscar.
Yes, Padre.
I have a plan whereby we can all live peacefully in Monterey. Come to us here at the San Carlos Mission. We will teach you how to plant seeds and grow food in the valleys. We will teach you how to build homes and how to live good lives.
No soldiers?
No one but the Franciscan friars at the mission. They will never speak a harsh syllable to you.
Hello, Padre. No soldiers. That's a tribe like words of Padre. We will do.
Then we shall have peace.
Just us go now. Bring message to camp.
Now, you have nothing to fear, Don Fargy.
Well, I must admit the way you dealt with those dogs wouldn't be my method. Did have an effect, though. Are you still determined to return to the Viceroy in Mexico City?
Certainly.
Be sure and tell him that I failed, and your missions in this land and
when the moon is full in the night, why must you always be accepted of the well.
Mexico City was Tacoma. But when that little just was showered on the big prior, he began putting in complete return to California. So the missionary settlement and the Barbara, the Lord. The series of the civilizations fallen around the coast. Spring evening, with the two fires of Cavalcade, Victoria. The mission of the hill was good to see you again. Thank you, John. I have been did you know that I have to live in my yes. I go ahead. I'm the coffee. I thought roughly maybe I'm very independent. I have been thinking. We have a civilization. which was taken and considered a worn-out Franciscan and an old wooden cross. But neither else was Serra has heard the civilization on the western shores of Cavalcade. His conversation of California is an immemorial chapter in America's history. This is an you want to lose it from neither else was Serra as one of our great pioneers in the Cavalcade of America. Following common regulation, take over the decision and inevitably in the past. You have heard of the beautiful take over the flow. Have you ever heard of the scale? This is a horrible scale. It's in the past, which constantly threaten the tree that makes its roots, its ornamented and women, with roots, lines, even on opposite sides of the world, or alligator affairs. Coming up with a way to come that as the scale in the second, and this is why I do talk someday. Look at it, tell me it. A little family limit, something in our portfolio, specific, at the foot of the Yamamade Mountains. The DuPont in the name of the planet, and be being all around Southern California. Out of the original citrus, and out of the roads, laden with fruit. These trees might be important in California. Because and lemons of the value of around $17 million each year. The fusion seed, the gold that produces them are extremely valuable property. The total to grow up true. Makes the cocoa that insect all together. These tiny insect are as dramatic as officers look at say they intended to do removal babies, but they're probably cut and they make the thing. The scale is the second insect. Let's get the full scale for together, all of the fruit. You can do the trees and make people hold them. But just how is this problem with cocoa? It should have scale insect. All hundreds of fine acids. So I do DuPont on the base I both sides. And that is made in the state of the they'll not it. The system uses the irrigation. These are covered with candles carved in look up the room. And then hydrogen is produced under the tank as a warm gas. Where this uses wall bars with texture and chill the scale inside. After this fumigation, one more test is removed. The hydrogen completely disappears, leaving the roots and in the perfect condition. The California oil may manufacture or the sudden way to treat these insect identities. And the next time I grab a burner suit, or join them to see woman of a fire, you may be a thought of the Kingman contribution. I have one big example of DuPont company. To provide better things for better living through capacity. Franklin first of Serra was just about to part when speaks the same time to our against the Cavalcade of America. This is the Cavalcade of America.